I've never been much of an artist myself. In fact, my artistic ability can be best demonstrated by this drawing I did of Adam Driver back in 2019. But that doesn't mean I don't appreciate art. We started off with Picasso, the post-impressionist Spanish painter. So for this entry, I wanted to see if I could channel Picasso. Not so easy when you realize he was more or less your height and built like a brick wall. After several failed attempts to get something to look even remotely like Picasso, I finally said screw it and went for something more cubist. Colored pencils glide across it and don't break through to the other side. Same with markers. They bleed a little bit, but they stay within the page. You can use them however you want, but for us, we wanted to focus on colored pencils for this review because they're our preferred medium. This is what I came up with. It's not Picasso, but I had fun making it. They sharpen with a regular pencil sharpener, and you can even use a blender pencil to soften edges. There are also some helpful videos on YouTube. Just search for colored pencil tutorials, and you'll find a ton of great videos. Here is a look at how they turned out on the Sketchbook Classic paper and the new Sketchbook paper. You can see the difference in quality right away. We also have a video on our channel demonstrating different ways to use brush markers. Just search for marker tutorial and you'll find it. They come in a wide range of colors and are highly pigmented. Like with markers, it's best to start with a little bit of color and then build up from there. You can also use a smaller paintbrush to get more control and precision. If you're new to gouache, there are some great tutorials available online. Just search for gouache tutorial and you'll find plenty of helpful videos. Unlike traditional markers, they have a soft brush tip which allows for greater control and precision. When you're ready to start coloring, simply squeeze the marker to release the pigment. You can build up layers of color, but it's best to work light to dark. Let us know what you think of this product in the comments below. What do you like about it and what would you change? We love hearing your thoughts, so please share them with us. Thanks for watching and happy creating. If you're new to markers, don't worry if you make a mistake. Markers are very forgiving, and you can easily erase them with a soft eraser. With the sketchbook paper, you get more vibrant colors that are true to the original, and none of them broke during the blending process. With the classic paper, the colors aren't as rich and several of them snapped, which is unfortunate. His works include Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, Guernica, and the very famous Weeping Woman. Try out different techniques and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Making art should be fun, so relax, have fun, and let your creativity flow. Mistakes happen to all of us, so don't be afraid to make those mistakes and learn from them. Most importantly, don't forget to enjoy the process. But you can't do that with the new paper. To make your own art in this, you'll need colored pencils, markers, acrylic markers, or gouache paints. If you're new to these mediums, don't worry because we have everything you need to get started. The water just sits there. Also, colored pencils seem to adhere better to the new paper. Get yourself a decent set of colored pencils like Polychromos or Prismacolor Premier. Then find a subject you want to draw. It can be anything. Just make sure you have a clear idea of what you're going to draw before you begin. Once you have your subject in mind, start lightly filling in the shapes. Don't worry about details yet. Just try to capture the essence of what you're seeing. As you fill in the shapes, you'll start to get a clearer picture of your subject. At this point, you can start adding some shading and detail. Remember to work light to dark. So start with the lightest colors first and add darker colors as needed. You'll also want to use a variety of colors to create depth and dimension. Once you've finished shading your subject, you can go back in and add some highlights. This is where the white pencil comes in handy. Use it sparingly to add pops of brightness to your drawing. Take this piece by Polychromos artist Don Michel as an example. On the left is the original sketch done on the Sketchbook Classic paper, and on the right is the finished piece. Notice how the pencil shavings are coming off in large chunks. Now look at the same drawing done on the sketchbook paper. The pencils don't seem to come off as easily, and there are fewer shavings. There are so many great artists who have used sketchbooks like this to capture ideas that it was hard to choose just a few. And one of my favorite things to do is to flip through art books looking at the masters. So when we got our hands on this brand new sketchbook from Moleskine, we decided to dedicate it to some of the most prolific artists in the world. The first thing you notice when you open it is that the paper is heavier than typical Moleskine paper, which makes sense because you are gonna be using harder mediums like colored pencils and markers on it. It's also slightly textured, which is good for gripping the pencils, and the hardcover has a nice feel to it. It comes in 3 sizes, which means there's one for everyone. We really want to push ourselves with this series because while I may not be an artist, I am a writer. This is a hardback book, so it won't bend out of shape over time. And instead of a ribbon, it has a grosgrain bookmark to keep your place. Inside the front cover, you'll find a list of contents, though there aren't any pages to write them down on. There is an expandable pocket which is handy for storing larger items like stickers or even small stencils. I'm sure you could get pretty creative with this, like stick an entire sticker collection in here, then use the pocket as a giant magnifying glass to view them. That'd be pretty neat. This stuff is thick, so let's take a look at the sketchbook now, shall we? Speaking of sizes, you can actually get this in a giant XXL version too, which is perfect for larger drawings. But the main event is obviously the paper. The pencils we used were Polychromos by Caran d'Ache, a set of 72 oil-based pencils that blend well and have lots of pigment. There are some other noticeable differences too. For example, you can smooth out the sketchbook classic paper with a brush and water. The only real downside is that colored pencils do leave indentations in the paper so you can see the previous drawing on the other side. Now for some colored pencil basics. There's no right way to do this, but I found that the best approach is to start light and gradually add color. If you want to learn more about colored pencils, we have some great resources on our website. As for markers, we're partial to Zig Real Brush markers. If you want to learn more about markers, check out our blog post on the best marker paper. Finally, there's gouache, a type of water-based paint that's similar to watercolor, but has more pigment. No matter what medium you choose to use, remember to have fun and experiment. And now it's time for you to create your own masterpiece in the Moleskine sketchbook.